there, welcome to Women's World. I am Marcy, and today I'm going to be talking about all my fall and winter making plans. If I have one season that is my absolute favorite, it is definitely fall. There are just so many things to look forward to that I absolutely love about the season, besides the nice, mild, crisp weather, apple picking, leaf peeping up here in the Northeast, pumpkin carving, leather jackets, Rhinebeck weekend, and cozy knits, of course. So to get all of that big fall energy out of my system, while it's about 80 degrees still here in New York, I decided to make a mood board, and it features all the fun and cozy trends that I am loving from 2025 as well as years past. From that, I've pulled together a little fall-winter project queue. It's got a bunch of sewing and knitting projects on there, as well as 2 fun polymer clay projects that I'm planning on doing. And this is going to take my crafting right up until January, or maybe even a little bit beyond if I am being honest about my abilities here. But before we dive into those projects, let's just take a little tour of my mood board. I use Milanote for these, and I started making them last year as a way to pull together a cohesive plan for my knitting and sewing projects. My overall goal is to increase the amount of handmade items I have in my wardrobe, but I don't want them to just be like random pieces that don't work together. I want them to work with the commercial and ready-to-wear items that I already own, and more importantly, I want them to fit me and my personal style. So I think that making a mood board is a really great way to kind of pull together all the things you love and ensure that it really fits you and your personality. So here is my mood board. My fall-winter theme is extremely neutral heavy. I mean, NYC is my hometown after all, so an all-black outfit is just in my DNA, and most of the time I'm really drawn to neutrals, so you know, that's fine. But I try to add in a little pop of color or a print to break up some of those things. 2 of the hot color trends for 2025 that are really resonating with me are chocolate brown and purple. So this is my starting point for the entire mood board, and I kind of just built it out from here, adding in the chocolate brown. I added in some more lavender there, and I've added some more pops of color like red, and a little print like this black floral print, which never goes out of style for me, and I'll never get tired of that. I'm also obsessed with paneled jeans, so I've added in some paneled jeans here, and another classic for me is a black quilted bag, and I'm still in love with the belt bag trend from the last few years, so I've added that here. And one of the most fun trends I've seen on the internet is the return of bag charms. So I've added that here as well. And for me, fall is synonymous with baking and cozy reading. So I've added some books here that I might pick up this fall, and hot chocolate and seasonal coffees. So I've just got all of that in there to round out this mood board and make it feel really fall and winter for me. And from this, I've built out my project queue. So here's a little sample of that, and let's get started with some of these projects. Okay, let's go through the knitting projects first. The first one on my queue is one that I've already started because I'm planning to wear it for Rhinebeck weekend, and there's a lot of sweater here, so I'm ready on the move with it, and it is the Come Back Again by Andrea Mowry. It is one of her newest knitting patterns, and it's got an all over broken rib. It is knit from the bottom up, and you knit the body flat, you knit the sleeves in the round, and you attach everything together at the yoke, and then you keep going up the sweater. It has got this really beautiful, dropping my yarn. It's got this really beautiful texture to it, and that is the broken rib, and it's got some positive ease to it built in, so it's going to be a really nice layering piece for cold weather. And I'm using Dreamy Natura's Sport Weight Base Ulysses. It is the colorway Aster, and it is this really gorgeous kind of marled lavender lilac color, and it's got a little bit of gray in there. It's not as bright as I was envisioning based on my mood board, but it still really goes nice, and as you can see, it goes pretty well with things that I already have in my stash. I think jewel tones, purples especially, are just one of my favorite fashion trends from this year. So I already have a warm weather shirt. This is more pink, but you can see it's got that same tone to it. I have another warm weather shirt that I absolutely love, so I'm so excited to have a cardigan to put over this. So I'm planning to wear this on Rhinebeck weekend. My mom has already finished hers. We're doing a little knit along and I'm super behind on it. She just sent me pictures of hers today. So I really need to get going on sleeve number 2 here. The next sweater that's coming after this one is going to be one that I've wanted to make for a while now. I mean, I think all of these I've wanted to make for a while now, and so I'm really excited that I finally put them all on my mood board. This is going to be a black sweater held together with mohair. I know that I'm gonna live to regret knitting with mohair, or knitting with black rather, but I just have to keep my glasses on. I have one of those neck lights that I gotta use. I have all sorts of recording lights here that I might use, and I'm just doing it. I'm doing it. I have this black kind of mystery yarn that I got at a bargain bin in Rhinebeck. I have 3 skeins of this, so I'm definitely going to have enough for a sweater, and then I'm gonna hold it together with Knitting for Olives, soft silk mohair. This is the colorway Licorice, which is essentially black. And yeah, I'm looking at this now. I know that I'm gonna regret this. When I was thinking of what pattern to use for this, I knew that I couldn't do anything too textured, like the Come Back Again, because I just won't be able to see it. But I also didn't want just a plain stockinette sweater. I have plenty of those, so I wanted something a little different, and I've decided on the Sunday sweater by Petite Knit. It has this really great ribbed yoke, and I was searching in Ravelry in the projects tab, and you can search by color, so I was able to check out other brave souls who knit the thing in black, and it just looks really nice. So the rib starts small off around the collar, and you do some increasing to get that rib to expand all the way down the yoke. There's some short row shaping, which should be fun in black. There's some short row shaping to lift up the back a little bit, and then it looks like it has a rather wide sleeve. I'm not sure if it's a bell sleeve or not. I haven't bought the pattern yet, but I might make it into a bell sleeve. If it's not, but it definitely has some wide sleeves there. And I'm gonna really do my best when making the swatch. The swatch is gonna be super important for this one because, again, it is mystery yarn. I don't know what the fiber content is. I don't know how this is gonna behave, and even held with the mohair, I don't know how it's gonna behave. So I'm gonna have to do my best in counting up the stitches so that I get a really accurate gauge and I can figure out what bust circumference I am going to pick to follow. Comment in the description box below if you want a little explainer or a little info or tutorial on this. I never bother to get the designer's gauge. I just go with whatever needle size I personally like to use with the weight of yarn that I'm working on. And then I find what my gauge is and I pick a different size. So let's say I want a size 38 bust. I pick a different size. I might pick a size 45 bust, follow that, and because my gauge is different, it'll turn out to be a size 38 bust. It's something that I learned a really long time ago from the absolutely fabulous knitting teacher Patty Lyons, and I think it might be a tool that most people have in their knitting toolkit right now. If you don't, I recommend checking out Patty Lyons if you just want a very informal tutorial or basically me showing my process. Comment down below. I have a 3rd sweater. I know 3 sweaters from now till January is kind of a lot. Hopefully I can do it. I don't know. The last garment I'm knitting is a red sweater to give me that little pop that I said, and it is the As If Tee by Shay Johnson. I'm so in love with this top, and it's been on like 2 of my beginning of the year make 9 little grids for 2 years in a row now, and I'm hoping that I actually get to it this year because now it is locked into my project queue. If you haven't seen it before, it is a t-shirt, and it has this illusion neckline that you get from using mohair, and it's knit from the bottom up, I believe, in pieces, and you have to seam it up. But I am super excited to work with that illusion neckline, and I am using 2 different yarns for this. The first one is Geller Yarns, and it is their super fine merino, and it's their like worsted weight base. And it comes in a gigantic hank like this that has 475 yards in it. It's in this like little burgundy red, and then I've got this little matching burgundy red, and this is actually Moondrake Yarn Co.'s Fua base, and it is actually brushed cashmere with a little bit of merino wool in there instead of the mohair. I have never actually used this base before, and I'm hoping that it's gonna give me that illusion neckline. If not, I'm gonna have to find another red that matches as well as this one. Comment down below if you've used the Fua before, if you know how it behaves, if it kind of will give me that little see-through look that I'm looking for, like mohair, like you see in the pattern picture there. Comment down below if you know, because I would really appreciate a little heads up before I actually get knitting on this so that I have time to find a kind of matching color. But this is going to be my little pop of red for the season. So, like I said, I started making myself these mood boards last year, but what I had not been doing was putting smaller projects on there. I always like to have a bigger project like a sweater or shawl going, and then I like to have little smaller projects that are good for travel or ones that just kind of break up the overall like bigger project that I'm doing. I did not account for those smaller projects, and it really kind of messed me up a little bit last year, and I kind of spent a lot of time just agonizing over what smaller projects to cast on. So I've actually selected 3 of them to go on my knitting queue this time. And the first one is going to be some vanilla socks. I don't have a pattern for this. I basically have been knitting socks for a really long time, so I have my own pattern recipe that I like to follow. I'll just drop it in the description box below. It's super simple. It's not a pattern at all. It's just a little recipe of how I like my socks. I wear a size US 7 or 7.5 shoe, so I will drop my little basic vanilla sock pattern below, sock recipe below. And these are going to be stripy socks, and I am using this really fun holiday colorway from Desert Vista Dye Works. I got this maybe last year, or this is the 2023 Holiday Cup is the name of the colorway, and it's basically dyed with the colors of the Starbucks Holiday Cup, or at least what the 2023 Holiday Cup looked like. And it's got this fun stellina base. I don't know if you can see all of the little sparklies in there, but this is going to be a self-striping colorway with a bunch of greens, pinks, and some white in there, and I'll do the toe and the heel in the little mini color. So that is going to be my project. I'm going to finish a pair of socks that I have going on now, and then this will be my next sock project. I think just, I don't know, stripy socks are just like a comfort knit for me. I can always just pick up and go, and you know, you love to see the stripes like come alive, so it's just one of these comfort projects for me that I really love doing. So that is definitely on my queue. The next smaller project that I'm going to do is another petite knit pattern, and is the Winter Clutch. This is another one that has been in my queue for a long time, and the yarn that I'm using has been in my stash for even longer. This is a little clutch pattern, and it's got an all over garter slip stitch pattern to it. You knit it from the bottom up, and then you knit around the little clutch frame. And I'm actually excited to do this. I've never worked with a clutch frame before, and I've never actually lined any knit or crochet item that I've done. So I'll be lining this and using a clutch frame for the first time. So I always appreciate having a project on there on my queue that will give me some new skills. And speaking of the lining and the clutch frame, you can actually order these things along with the chain for the hanging chain for the handbag. You can actually order these things off of the Petite Knits website. I might search around on Amazon first, just given how international shipping is becoming a little bit iffy to the United States with the tariffs. So I'm going to search on Amazon, but it's nice to know that you can order all of those items off of the website if I can get it shipped to me. So that will be a really good backup. For the fabric, I am using this Lion Brand collection Agora Merino. And this is probably one of the oldest skeins that I have in my stash. I think this was one of the first non-acrylic yarns that I ever bought. There used to be a Lion Brand store in Manhattan. I went to the store. I was a super new knitter. This was like 10 plus years ago. And I bought this and just didn't buy enough to really do anything with it because I didn't really know what I was doing at the time. And when I saw the winter clutch, I was like, oh, I know what I can use this Angora Merino for. Haven't done it, but is now locked in on my queue for fall, winter 2025. So I am actually going to do it. It's super soft. It is a DK weight. It is a DK weight yarn. I have no idea if they still make this. Again, this is one of the oldest things that I have in my stash. So, but it's it's 80% extra fine merino wool and 20% Angora. So it's gonna give a little fun, you know, you can see the fibers already flying off. It's gonna give a little fun texture and it's gonna go really well with my with my black mohair sweater. I just love the way all of these things are really going to come together in one collection. And my last knitting project is not totally planned out the way all these other ones are. I have the yarn, I need to settle on a pattern, and I'm probably gonna have to do some pattern hacking. So I'm gonna really have to sit with my notebook and decide what to do here. But I am using this 2024 Advent set from Woolberry Fiber Co. And it is 24 mini skeins. And I am gonna make a color block scarf with it. I did not buy another Advent for 2025, so I'm pretty sure this is gonna be my December project. Obviously, I'm not opening these. You can see what all the colors are here, but it is gonna be just a really nice project to have in December, so it kind of feels like I'm partaking in the everyday Advent. I don't have my exact pattern for this yet. I just have two ideas that do not work for fingering weight yarn, but I'm gonna pull my inspiration from them. And the first one is the Color Block Party. It is a free pattern from the Lamb & Kid. It's meant for air and weight yarn, and it is just your basic, you know, long scarf, color block scarf with some fun fringe at the end. Again, I have fingering weight yarn, so knitting that is not actually going to be doable for me, but I'm definitely, if I choose this look, I will definitely use this sort of as a guide, and I'll be able to hack my pattern. The second one that I'm kind of considering is, and excuse me if I'm not pronouncing this well, is the Mentolat. Mentolat. It's a shawl, it's a wrap scarf by Jocelyn Tunney, and it's made out of color blocked triangles. So you knit 4 different triangles that are smushed together. I don't know if it's knit separately or you just knit it all in one piece. I haven't looked into the pattern, but it's definitely not going to allow me to use all my 24 colors. So there'll definitely have to be a little bit of pattern hacking for this. But I just really like the way the triangles lock together. I like when you wrap it around your neck. It gives just a little bit of an interesting take on the color block. So I'll have to decide that, but this is definitely going to be kind of my Advent project for the end of the year. I'm looking forward to that. Let's go down the sewing side of my queue. The first project that I'm doing is more of a repurpose, recycle project. I'm gonna take a pair of old dark wash jeans, skinny jeans that I have, and I am going to turn them into wide leg paneled jeans. I don't really like throwing things away. I really love a kind of sustainable use, reuse for things that I own that I just don't really wear anymore. The jeans fit perfectly from the top. I'm just not really loving the skinny jean look anymore at this point in my life. So I decided to take these and I'm gonna repurpose them. I am gonna achieve that by basically just cutting right up the side seam here and sewing in a panel, thus making my jeans wide leg jeans. And I think that is gonna be so fun. I don't really have a plan for this project yet either. I need to start it ASAP because I also wanna wear these at Rhinebeck. I might take another pair of jeans that I'm not wearing that are light wash and use them to make the panel, so it'll be like a denim on denim look. Or I also really love the quilted panel look, so I might go through my stash, kind of see what fabric I have left over from other projects and piece together some quilt blocks that I can then cut into a triangular panel and sew in here. And I think that it's just going to be a really super fun way to repurpose my old jeans that are otherwise just taking up space, and I don't have to throw them away or anything. So that is just going to be a really fun project. Keep an eye on this channel. I'll probably have either maybe a short up or a short little tutorial on how I did that. And the next actual project that I'm going to be starting is one that I've wanted to do for a while now. I still consider myself a kind of adventurous beginner when it comes to garment sewing. I've been sewing bags and little household projects and quilts and stuff like that for a really long time now, but I just recently started sewing my own garments, and I really want to try pants. But I have big hips, I have big thighs, I'm really short, so it's hard for me to find pants that fit me in a commercial store. So I'm really excited to make my own, but I'm gonna have to learn how to fit them. So I have chosen the Joss pant from Seamwork. I am a Seamwork member, and they have a free class showing you how to make these Joss pants. And they also have many resources on fitting pants. So I think this is a really good way to start off with a pair of pants that, that I don't have to worry about learning to totally fit. They have an elastic waistband, so I won't have to worry about the fit around the waist and wide legs. And I just think that it's going to be much easier than having to first start with a pair of fitted tailored pants. And when I look at the Joss and it's wide leg and it's cute patch pockets on the front, I can't help but envision this in linen. I thought about maybe doing it in twill or something, but I see linen because of how wide and breezy these pants look. And I think a lot of people think that linen is strictly a summer fabric, but you can really take your linen pants into fall, especially when you're layering, or especially with a wide leg pant, you can put leggings underneath. So I bought this medium to heavyweight linen from Stone Mountain and Daughter Fabrics, and the color is latte. It's a nice little beige here like that, and it's got a little bit of nice texture to it, or I'm sorry, it is a linen rayon blend, I should say. It's not just linen. So it's got a really nice texture, really nice sheen to it, and I think the light beige of this fabric is going to really balance some of the darker tones that I have going in my mood board. And it's a little bit heavyweight. It's a medium to heavyweight, so it is going to kind of keep me warmer, and I think I'll be able to layer this quite nicely. My next project is going to be another core belt bag. If you've seen this channel, you've seen that I've made one last year, and I just love it so much. I use it all the time, especially in fall, going hiking and stuff like that. It is a great way to just carry a little knit project with you. And I have been dreaming of making another one of these all year long. This is another one that I repurposed from jeans. I'm going to do the same thing again, except I'm going to be using a pair of black jeans that I don't wear anymore, and I am going to quilt it with, where did I put it? Let's see. I put it in here to make it easy to find. I can't find it. Okay. I am going to quilt it with some nice metallic top stitch thread. So it is going to be quilted across the entire bag. And I think I have to find a little lining for it. I don't have one picked out just yet, but on this one, I repurpose the pockets for my jeans. I'm not going to do the same for that, so I might add an additional inner pocket, but I really love my little stretchy pocket here that I use to hold my yarn. I have some little mini skeins balled up in there now, but I really love that inner pocket that holds my yarn skein while the rest of the bag holds my project and my wallet and my phone and stuff like that. But it will be the only pocket that I have in that other bag, so I won't have the outer pockets. So I might have just a little smaller pocket here on the other side to give me some more pockets. But I'm just so obsessed with this bag. I love it so much. It is a free pattern from Core Fabrics. I really encourage everyone to go make it and just make it your own, because there's so many ways to customize that pattern. And this is truly one of my most useful and one of my most favorite things that I've ever made. And the next project that I have planned to break up again some of those solids in my collection, I have this floral pattern here, and this is a, what is it? It is a viscose dead stock from Core Fabrics, one of my favorite places in Canada to buy fabric, and it's got a lot of pinks and blues, greens, whites in here, and I think it is just going to make the prettiest little flowy skirt. I've chosen the Fumitaire skirt from Dear & Joe for this. It is a statement maxi skirt. It's got these kind of panels on the side that give it volume and flare. And it's got buttons going down the front, and you have a little slit in there to allow movement. And it's, I just love patch pockets, apparently. I've chosen yet another pattern with patch pockets. I'm not entirely sure if I'm feeling patch pockets in this particular print, so I might hack it to add some inseam pockets in there. But another pattern that I've just been dreaming about, and when I saw this, I didn't know if I want it to be a skirt or a dress, and I finally think I've settled on making it a really nice statement maxi skirt. And this is going to be my year of pants. I think once I make the Joss pants, hopefully successfully, I'm hoping that I'm ready for a more challenging pant. So I've chosen the Lander pant, and that is from True Bias. It has a button fly to it, so I won't actually have to worry about putting in a zipper fly. It's high-waisted and pretty wide-legged, so I think I won't have to worry too much about the fit on those. I wanted a really nice, easy fabric to work with since I'm doing such a challenging for me pant. So I've chosen Ventana Twill from Robert Kaufman in this chocolate brown. Again, this is the starting point for my mood board, so having these chocolate pants are just going to be the cherry on top of my collection for this fall. I chose Robert Kaufman because it's relatively inexpensive, and I think twill is a pretty easy fabric to work with. So, and again, apparently I cannot get away from the patch pockets look because it has patch pockets on the front and back of the Lander pant. So I think these are just going to be a really practical pant, and this fabric is going to be pretty easy to work with. So hopefully I can successfully do that pattern. And I don't have enough challenging things on my queue, so I'm going to add another first this year, and I'm going to attempt my first knitted, like not knitted, I'm going to attempt my first knit garment using knit fabric. And I don't have a serger, but on Seamwork, again, I am a member. They do have a class teaching you how to use your regular sewing machine. So I am going to do the Seamwork Orlando tee. It's like a nice little scoop neck. It seems like a really easy tee, and to make it even more low stakes for myself, I am going to use it as a pajama top. So I'll be picking a larger size so that there's plenty of ease, and it'll just be a nice sort of pajama top. If it gets messed up, I'm wearing it as pajamas. And I got this knit fabric in the little bargain bin at Joann's before they closed, and it's got a little brown candy cane pattern to it. So again, even more low stakes. I think this is going to be a really nice, relaxing project because this fabric, was in the bargain bin. It cost me practically nothing, and this is going to be a fun December project. It's got the little fun December theme, and it'll be fun to make myself just a little pajama top. I might have some leftover, I'll certainly have some leftover fabric here. So I might, make like a headband or something fun just to go with the fun holiday season. And the last project that I have, I mentioned the bag charms I'm obsessed with. Last January, I made myself those fourth wing earrings that I'm obsessed with out of polymer clay. So I have all these tools for polymer clay, and I've been really, really wanting to experiment making myself even more charms that I have. So I'm planning on putting a little knitter's spin on the bag charm trend, and I am going to make a project bag charm. I'm planning on making a really long chain like you see here with charms that you can just kind of take off and use on your projects to mark your progress. So I think that's just gonna be a really fun cherry on top of all of these projects, and I'm really excited to get started. Let me know what you think of these projects in the comments, and follow along, subscribe, follow along with me to see if I can actually complete all of these. This is 6 knitted projects, 6 sewing projects, and a bunch of polymer clay charms. Follow along to see if I can actually get that done by 2026. Thanks for watching. Happy making!